There are ordinary superbikes, and then there is this, Ducati's 1299 Panigale S. Based on the Italian brand's already scintillating full-size superbike, this thing adds more performance, more technology, and a bigger price tag to boot. But does any of that make sense for the road? If you're a Ducati fan, the Panigale S is the top of the tree. Almost. Second to only the Panigale R, which has a smaller engine but equal power outputs to comply with the world's superbike homologation rules, the 1299S sits in the middle of the flagship lineup. Priced at $34,990 plus on-road costs, it adds a $7,000 premium over the regular Panigale, bringing additional features such as full LED lighting, Öhlins adaptive suspension with semi-active steering dampener, lightweight forged aluminium wheels, and a carbon front mudguard. Features that mostly have one goal in mind: going fast. Cradled inside the chassis is a Super Quattro L-twin engine, Ducati speak for V-twin. It is 1285cc in displacement and produces a total of 150.8 kilowatts of power and 144 Nm of torque. Drive is apportioned by a quick shift gearbox and slipper clutch. All the while, the Panigale S weighs only 190 kilograms with a full tank of fuel. There's no official 0 to 100 time, but our best guess is about 2.5 seconds. Now for reference, that's more power than the new Yamaha R1, the BMW S1000RR and the Aprilia RSV4, the big hitters in superbike territory. Now bearing in mind all of that performance, the logical thing here would be to go to a track, spin some laps and come away really impressed. That's been said and done before, so today we want to actually look at what this thing's like on the road. The most striking thing about the Panigale is simply its exterior. I mean, you take a look at it, all the lines, the angles, it looks magnificent. Now beneath that stunning exterior, there's even more to marvel at. There's a monocoque chassis that actually attaches directly to the heads of the engine. And within that chassis, it actually contains the airbox, things like the air filter, the fuel system, and the injectors as well. Now the other big revelation with this bike compared to the regular Panigale is its suspension. It's actually got Öhlins semi-active suspension. What it does, there's two modes. You've got a fixed mode where you can play with all the clicker settings and everything else, and it's also got what they call an event-based mode, which basically means the bike adapts to the environment that you're riding in. So if you're hard on the brakes, it stiffens the front forks so there's not as much travel. Pretty clever stuff indeed. Now the Panigale S makes no secret of the fact that it's basically a race bike for the road, and I can tell you that because of the seating position alone. Your legs are actually quite hunched up, you're right over the bars, so you're really heavy on the wrists, and yeah, it's a very forward and aggressive riding position, which is great for fast corners and everything else, but in everyday riding it can become a little bit tedious. The other noticeable thing is actually the heat emanating from this rear header pipe. It comes from the cylinder and twirls underneath this seat here, which means my legs and bum and everything are copping all the heat from it. So it does get pretty hot in built-up riding. That said, the Panigale is all about going fast, and on that front it shines among the very best superbikes on offer. The powerful engine and racy geometry facilitate explosive bursts out of corners and quick changes in direction, making it right at home on a tight, twisting road. The other saviour, I guess, with a bike this powerful is its electronic intervention. So it's got ABS, it's got wheelie control, and it's also got traction control. And you can go in and basically play with the parameters of each of those functions here in the trip computer. Now there are actually 8 different parameters for each of those 3 functions. And if that sounds like it's overboard, it's totally not, because on a bike this powerful, they're your best friend. Another huge assistant on the Panigale S is its gearbox's quick shifter function, which facilitates flat changes on both upshifts and downshifts, even blipping the throttle for you on the ladder. This, combined with the bike's excellent steering and intuitive chassis, really streamlines the process of riding the Panigale fast. The Panigale S might be a lot of bike, but out on the road, it's hardly a lot of work. Now, although this thing is totally manageable and fun out on the road, I keep coming away with a comparison that's much like a Lamborghini Aventador, and that is you can take it out, have fun in a public space, but really it's most at home on a racetrack, and that's where it really belongs. But trust me, unless you're someone like Valentino Rossi, even out on a private circuit, you're not even going to get close to this thing's limits. It's that good.